Sir, I've got to ask you about packing the courts. And I know that you said yesterday you aren't going to answer the question until after the election. But this is the number one thing that I've been asked about from viewers in the past couple of days.
Well, you've been asked by the viewers who are probably Republicans who don't want me continuing to talk about what they're doing to the court right now.
Well, sir, don't the voters deserve to know?
No, they don't. I'm not going to play his game. He'd love me to talk about, and I've already said something on court pack. He'd love that to be the discussion instead of what he's doing now.
Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have taken a rather outrageous position on court packing, in that they don't want to take a position at all. They want to be able to skate until the election is over with, at which point they will then grace you, apparently, with their position on packing court, or whatever they're going to call it. Even the framing of this, they've allowed packing the court to take the as the moniker that has been allowed to prosper. But all of this, again, is because they haven't taken a position on it. And I have to be honest. You can make a case to me and say, well, look, they want to focus on that. Yes, the Republicans probably do want to focus on that. By the same token, it is a fair point to say, what are you going to do about the Supreme Court? Donald Trump is going to get his pick through. Yes, you have no power at all to stop him from doing that, unless a few Republicans are willing to, not allow it. Meaning, unless you have some Republicans that are willing to back Democrats up on this and not allow this pick to go through, this pick, all things being equal, is going to go through. Obamacare, Roe v. Wade, all those things are on the chopping block at this point. And so the question becomes, what are you going to do about it? What is the Democratic Party going to do in order to protect or mitigate the damage that that pick is going to do? Now, it's a fair question. And anybody asking, hey, if you get in, you will get the House, you will get the Senate, and you get the presidency. You will have the branches necessary to do something to mitigate the power of the Supreme Court. What are you going to do? Fair question. And yet, no answer. No answer. No answer. Nobody wants to answer that. And so when Joe Biden is asked, hey, are you going to pack the court? He says, I'm not going to answer that. And they're like, well, wait a minute. Wait. You mean you don't think we deserve an answer? No, I don't think you deserve an answer because of what Trump is doing now. Here's the thing. Trump was voted in office. The Senate was duly voted in office. The House of Representatives was duly voted in office. And with the power vested in those branches, they get to choose who gets on the Supreme Court. That's not magic. That's just rule of law. You don't have to like it. It just is what it is. I don't have to like it. I don't have to hate it. I don't have to do anything. I mean, it's a nothing. It's a mechanical process at that point. And unfortunately, your guy didn't want to push hard to get Merrick Garland in office. And so this is what you got. Trump gets his picks. Now, the question becomes, what do you do now when you get in office? And that is the only question that is up on the docket. What is Joe Biden going to do? Is the Democratic Party going to pack the court? And even getting stuck with the framing of that is bad. But what are you going to do? Welcome to the Soapbox. My name is Jamarl Thomas. This is the Progressive Soapbox. Guys, if you dig this content, please like, share, and subscribe. You can always support this content through PayPal or Patreon. This content is brought to you by you, and I'd like to thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to do it. I'm not going to keep this video long, but I will say this. You should tell people what you're going to do. Your policies shouldn't be a secret. It shouldn't be a mystery to the public. The public is going and voting you in office with this idea and understanding that you're putting you in office to do a particular job, whatever that particular job is. In this very specific instance, the question becomes, what are you going to do to mitigate the power of the Supreme Court? Because even if you win with a Trump picking sitting on that bench, which means that the policies that you may want to enact, the policies that you may want to push for, those things may run up against a hard right bench. It's a fair question. And it's weird that the Democratic Party is dodging it to this degree as opposed to answering the question that the American public want to know. Why would you dodge that? Why wouldn't the American public want to know that? Those things are straightforward. It's an issue of politics. How do you mitigate the power of the Supreme Court? And your answer is, I'm not going to tell you until after you vote me in. And the public is like, well, wait a minute. What do you mean you're not going to tell me until after you vote me in? I may not like your answer. And if I don't like your answer, I wouldn't vote you in. So I need to know what that answer is. It's bizarre. It's utterly bizarre. This is Joe Biden's answer to this question. Listen to him, his own words.
What's happening now? They'll know my opinion of court packing when the election is over. Now, look, I know it's a great question, y'all, and I don't blame you for asking it. But you know, the moment I answer that question, the headline in every one of your papers will be about that. Other than focusing on what's happening now. They'll know my opinion of court packing when the election is over.
That seems unsatisfactory to me. I mean, is that just me? You know my opinion of court packing when it's over with. You'll know my position after you vote me in office. How weird. How bizarre. How bizarre. That's such a bizarre position. I mean, look, at this point, the majority of the public is voting for Biden not because of anything that he is doing, but entirely because his name is not Donald Trump. And so I suppose he can take that position of, I'll tell you what my position is after you put me in office. Yeah. That's where I'm at. I'll tell you my position once I'm in and once I'm in office. But weird. That is a weird position to take. That is a very weird position to take. But again, Biden voters are voters who are not voting because of something he's doing. That's great. It's entirely for something he's doing because of who he's not. And right now, with the debates being thrown off, that's the best scenario for Biden in the world because Biden didn't want to debate Trump in the first place. And so right now you have a position where you have two candidates. One is just inert. And the other one, at this point, is just a bit of a mess. And that's American politics. Utterly sad. Like, share, and subscribe. Think so. And one last point. If a candidate can't tell you where they stand on an issue, there's something wrong. Richard Nixon saying, I have a secret plan to end the bombing in Vietnam, and his secret plan was just more bombing. I guess I'm making the point that Joe Biden putting this nonsense stuff that, Trump doesn't want you to see what he's doing. No, Trump is telling you very loud terms, get my pick in. Get my pick in. As Trump has also made a point that, I got my picks in that Obama didn't get in because Obama couldn't get his picks in. Mitch McConnell had a lot to do with that, but that's their job. As a political entity, it is their job to fight back in regards to pushing back against the other opposition within context of the politics of it all. You can't complain and cry foul that the other party is being too rough on you. It is your job to articulate your political will through policy. And not just through policy, through getting your people in. And Obama wasn't able to do it. whether you want to call that political weakness, whether you want to call that whatever you want to call it. He wasn't able to do it. Trump did. That's not a negative on Trump's part. That's them doing what they're supposed to do. You may not like Mitch McConnell for that. Mitch McConnell does not care that you don't like him for that. Mitch McConnell goes in and he does the job that people pay him handsomely to do. I'm making the point that turning around and complaining about it is a pointless endeavor. Xavier Foster, voters don't deserve to know. Disrespectful. Yeah, they don't deserve to know. It is, Xavier. It's a slap in the face. Are we going to pack the court? We'll tell you afterwards. You don't deserve to know because the Republicans, some of the Republicans, it's nonsense. Tell the people yay or nay and defend your position. What else do you want the public to get out of that? That's nonsense, right? It just seems like a ridiculous position to say, no, the public doesn't need to know whether or not we're going to pack the court. Why doesn't the public deserve to know? I don't get that. That makes no sense to me at all. You're basically hiding your position from the public with a fig leaf of an argument that Donald Trump is doing something else in regards to getting his pick through. It's nonsense. Whatever you think Donald Trump is doing, the public does deserve to know how are you going to mitigate the Supreme Court. And that's a valid question that deserves a valid answer. So I'll end it here. Like, share, subscribe.